Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. It's not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled Why Solo Brilliance Always Loses to a Trusted Team. Here we go. Every leader eventually meets the limits of their own mind. It usually happens quietly, in a moment when a plan that looked airtight on paper starts to wobble in the room, not because the thinking was wrong, but because thinking alone was never going to be enough. Reid Hoffman put it plainly when he said, "No matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you'll always lose out to a team." Sit with that for a second, because it's not a soft statement about collaboration being nice to have. It's a claim about outcomes. It says that brilliance on its own loses. Not sometimes, not under unusual conditions. It loses to a coordinated team, even one working from a weaker plan, because execution is a team sport, whether or not the strategy was built that way. There's a particular kind of leader that this catches off guard. The one who got here by being the sharpest person in most rooms. The one whose instincts have been right often enough that trusting them alone starting to feel like a strategy in itself. That leader can build something impressive for a while, but eventually the solo game hits a ceiling that talent cannot climb over, because the ceiling is not about talent. It's about bandwidth, blind spots, and the simple fact that no one person can see a problem from every angle at once. Here's where it gets commonly misread. People hear team and think it means delegation or sharing credit, or being likable enough that people want to follow you. Those things matter, but they're not the point. The point is that a team, built and trusted properly, does not just carry out your strategy. It improves it. It catches what you missed. It stress tests the plan before the market does, and it does so for free if you've built the kind of culture where people feel safe saying the plan has a hole in it. That last part is where many leaders quietly fail without noticing. It's not that they refuse feedback outright. It's subtler than that. They nod, they say, "Good point," and then the meeting moves on exactly as planned. Do that enough times and the team learns the real rule of engagement, which is that feedback is welcome as long as it doesn't change anything. Once that lesson sinks in, the team stops offering it. Not out of disloyalty, but because they've correctly read the incentive structure. Silence becomes the safer, more efficient choice. And a leader who mistakes that silence for agreement has lost the very thing that could have caught the next mistake before it became expensive. This reframe is worth sitting with. The strength of your strategy was never just about how good the idea was. It's about how many capable people are willing to treat that idea as their own and push it further than you could alone. That willingness isn't given freely. It's built, meeting by meeting, decision by decision, through whether people's pushback actually changes anything. This gets more relevant, not less, in a world where a leader can generate a polished strategic plan in a matter of seconds with the help of AI tools. The plan was never the hard part. The hard part was always getting a room full of capable people to believe in it enough to make it real. That has always required judgment. Still does. The tools have gotten faster. The requirement for trust and discernment hasn't gone anywhere. So the carry forward thought is simple. Before your next big decision, ask yourself honestly whether you built it with your team or handed it to them. The answer will tell you more about your odds of success than the quality of the strategy itself. It's worth naming the discomfort in this too. Building with a team instead of for a team is slower in the short run. It means sitting through disagreement you could have avoided by simply deciding alone. It means occasionally watching a good idea get reshaped into a slightly different, sometimes better idea because someone else saw an angle that you didn't. For a leader who values speed and precision, that can feel like friction for its own sake. But the friction is the point. It's the mechanism by which a plan gets tested by real skepticism instead of your own confidence in it. Skip that step and you're not moving faster. You're just moving alone toward a version of the plan nobody has actually stress tested but you. Solo brilliance can take you far. A trusted team is what takes you the distance. That's worth remembering the next time you're tempted to go it alone.